Because as we talked this afternoon, yesterday, we forgot appreciation, gratitude to nature, to parents, to traditions. Because we have been thinking we are the good guy. Because we have been thinking enemies are there. So we cannot cure ourselves. We cannot heal ourselves. So because of those ignorance of life, we have to depend, cut out this, replace this and that, etc. goes. Okay? Because of human arrogance. Energy, understanding of energy is understanding of body and spirit at one time. Same things. Okay? And understanding energy is the guide for you, the guide of your life, including your physical manifestation and spiritual manifestation.
You are not fighting a thought, you are fighting a chemical dependency. Most people fail to access the higher dimension because they treat the process as a mental exercise. They think, I will just think positive thoughts. They do not realize that the body has become the mind. For the last 10, 20, maybe 30 years, you have memorized the feeling of suffering. Every time you thought a stressful thought, your brain produced a chemical signature cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine, and your body consumed it. Your cells have receptors. These receptors are like tiny mouths. For decades, you have been feeding them the chemicals of victimhood, the chemicals of rush, the chemicals of fear. Your cells have developed a tolerance. They demand a higher dose just to feel normal.
Tension in the neck always corresponding thinking and also body conditions. So if body is something wrong, always that reflects to the neck in some sort of the hardness or looseness or whatever. And neck regions, always the symptom appear. If this is trouble, also thinking is trouble. So you have to release that. Okay? There, the hardness there, that is chakra. Okay? Chakra. And then from there, branch goes. That energy stream going down, right? Going up, going down. Okay? So coming in here and generate here, okay? This is consciousness. Okay? Of course, it appears because this human body, opposite construction. And so when coming towards this, you may say energy, that means heaven's energy, mainly. Though earth's energy also going on, opposite direction, which coming from the cosmos, infinite universe, okay? Cosmos. Far beyond from this visible universe.
So, when you decide to ignore the mental reality, when you decide to sit in silence and withdraw your attention from the chaos, you are cutting off the supply line. You are putting your own body into cold turkey withdrawal. This is why you feel agitation the moment you try to meditate. This is why you feel a sudden burning urge to check your phone or clean the kitchen or remember a painful argument. It is not your intuition speaking. It is your body screaming for its fix. Your body is sending a signal to the brain saying, we are dying. The chemical environment is changing. We need the familiar toxic state to survive. This is the biological barrier. It is the river you must cross. The body is the animal. It wants survival, and to the animal, survival means the known. Even if the known is misery, it is safer than the unknown. When you ignore the mental reality, you are walking into the unknown. The body perceives this as a threat to its life. It will try to sabotage you. It will create physical pain. It will create phantom itches. It will generate a sudden wave of intense boredom. Do not be fooled. This is the death rattle of the old self. This is the ego fighting for its existence.
In this planet, in this solar system, in this Milky Way galaxy, in this universe, is there really enemy? Is there really enemy? Yes, one enemy is. That enemy is self. Self-delusion. Self-abuse of eatings, thinkings, lives.
To win this war, you must understand the frequency of your operating system. When you are trapped in the mental reality, the survival mode, your brain is in high beta. This is a jagged, incoherent state. It is like driving a car in first gear with the pedal floored. You are consuming massive amounts of energy just to stand still. In high beta, the door to the subconscious is locked. You cannot reprogram your biology from here. You are locked outside the command center. To access the higher dimension, you must slow the machine down. You must move from beta into alpha and eventually into theta. Alpha is the bridge. It is the state of imagination, the daydream. But theta? Theta is the key. Theta is the frequency of the hypnotic state. It is the twilight zone between being awake and being asleep. In theta, the analytical mind goes offline. The critique, the part of you that judges, analyzes, and doubts, goes to sleep. When you push through the biological resistance, when you sit through the itching, the boredom, and the panic without reacting, you break the conditioning. You prove to the body that you are the master, not the servant. This is the moment of liberation. The energy that was used to digest your stress, the energy that was used to maintain your addiction to the past, is suddenly released. It has nowhere to go but up. It ascends from the lower three centers of survival sex, digestion, power, and rises to the heart and the brain.
In the tree of spirit. And so organs are part of spiritual body, naturally, part of tree of spirit. So all cells, trillions of cells, is part of the spirit, tree of spirit that lives. Earth's force go up, heaven's force come down, energy center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Between those chakras, those energy centers, energy moves downward and upward, alternatively.
You will feel this. It is not a metaphor. It can feel like a rush of heat, a sudden expansion of light in the skull, or an intense feeling of love that has no cause. This is the biological reward for ignoring the mental reality. You are recycling your own energy. You are turning the lead of your trauma into the gold of perception. But now, you face a new problem, a problem that terrifies the uninitiated. You have quieted the mind. You have tamed the body. You have stopped the chemical addiction. The static is gone. The noise is gone. You are now floating in the void. To the ego, the void looks like death. It looks like nothing. And because the ego defines itself by things, by people, by places, by time when it encounters the void, it panics. It thinks, if I am not my problems, if I am not my body, if I am not my past, then who am I? The danger here is not pain. The danger here is the terrifying realization that you are no one. How do you exist as a point of consciousness without an identity? How do you navigate a space where time does not exist? If you panic here, you fall back into the body. If you surrender here, you become the creator. Most people reach the edge of the void and turn back to their misery because their misery is familiar. They prefer the hell they know to the heaven they have not yet built. Are you brave enough to be no one? The moment you accept that you are no one, you become everyone. You are now in the void. To the primitive survival brain, this space feels like death because there is no sensory input. There is no time here. There is no space here. There is no you here. The ego, the construct of your name, your job, your history, cannot survive in this frequency. It burns up in the atmosphere of the Absolute. Do not panic. This blackness is not empty space. It is the quantum field. It is the womb of creation. It appears black only because your physical senses cannot perceive the frequency of infinite possibility. You have taken your attention off the particle, the solid world, and you have become the wave, the energy of the universe itself. In the third dimension, the mental reality, you are ruled by the laws of Newton, cause and effect. You do something, you wait, and eventually you get a result. There is a lag. There is a separation between you and what you want. You are here and the goal is there. You must traverse space and time to get it. That is the trap. That is the limitation of the linear mind. In the fifth dimension, the void, there is no space and no time. There is only the eternal now. Since there is no space, there is no separation. Since there is no time, there is no waiting. When you successfully ignore the mental reality and enter the void, you stop being a linear being. You become a vertical point of consciousness. You are not remembering the past. You are not predicting the future. You are purely present. This is the only place where true creation happens. When you plant a seed in the 3D world, it takes time to grow. When you plant an intention in the void, the connection is instantaneous. You are not asking for a new reality. You are aligning your frequency with a reality that already exists in the field. Visual, split screen. Left side, a person chasing a dollar bill on a treadmill, struggle. Right side, a person sitting in the void and the dollar bill floats to them, attraction. This is the secret that the mental reality hides from you. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are. In the mental reality, you want money because you feel poor. You want love because you feel lonely. You are broadcasting a signal of lack. The field reads that signal and gives you more lack. It is a perfect mirror. In the void, you must do something radical. You must feel the emotion of the future before the experience happens. You must feel the gratitude of health while your body is sick. You must feel the abundance of wealth while your bank account is empty. You must feel the joy of love while you are alone. Why? Because in the void, the signature of the emotion is the reality. When you combine a clear intention, the electric thought, with an elevated emotion, the magnetic charge, you create a new electromagnetic signature. You are broadcasting a new station. The universe does not know the difference between what is happening out there and what is happening in here. If you can rehearse the feeling of your future in the void, your body believes it is happening now. Your biology rearranges itself to match the new frequency. You are literally rewriting your genetic code in the dark. This is the entry. You have entered the state of flow. You are no longer forcing the world to bend to your will. You are bending your will to the flow of the universe. Synchronicities begin to happen. The phone calls you were waiting for suddenly come through. The opportunities appear out of thin air. Why? Because you are no longer broadcasting static. You are broadcasting a coherent signal. You have collapsed the wave function of struggle and selected the wave function of ease. But here is the problem. You cannot stay in meditation forever. You cannot live in the void. You have a job. You have a family. You have to drive a car. You have to pay taxes. Eventually, you must open your eyes. You must return to the 3D world. You must descend from the mountain. And the moment you open your eyes, the mental reality, the matrix of the senses will be waiting for you. It will scream for your attention. The emails will be there. The noise will be there. The people who trigger you will be there. How do you carry the frequency of the void into the density of the traffic jam? How do you remain no one when everyone is demanding you be someone? If you lose your frequency the moment you open your eyes, the entire process was a waste of time. You just had a nice nap. You didn't change anything. The true master does not just visit the higher dimension. They learn how to wear it. They learn how to operate the avatar without getting lost in the game.
Then, that feelings, okay? And then, this one is controlling how we feel this. That's what we call consciousness, control of consciousness. You may say control mind, control image, control thought, whatever. Okay? This. And freedom of man is two things. This can change by your image, by your thinking. It's not coming automatically and just regulate this automatically. Not like. This is independent. Independent. This is more automatic, but this is independent. Why this is independent? Because this is more energy goes, pool of energy, this area. While this area, energize goes, yes, certain amount pool goes, but the disbursement is also going on constant. But here, you are pulling. How you are pulling? Can you understand? One more secret goes. These channels disconnected here. Disconnect. Just before this.
This is the final test. The simulation is about to reboot. Are you ready to play? Welcome back to the third dimension. The simulation has finished rebooting. This is the most dangerous moment of the entire process. Most people can find peace in a dark room with their eyes closed. That is easy. That is kindergarten. The true master is the one who can open their eyes, look into the face of chaos, and not lose their frequency. You must understand that your body is now an avatar. It is a biological suit that you, the consciousness, are wearing. You are not the person walking down the street. You are the silent observer located deep behind the eyes. You are the player holding the controller. The moment you forget this, the moment you identify with the traffic, the rude barista, the deadline, you crash the game. You fall back into the density of matter. To operate the avatar, you must master dual awareness. This is the art of splitting your attention. You keep 50% of your focus on the external world, driving the car, listening to the conversation, typing the email, but you keep the other 50% anchored in the void. You keep part of you in the higher dimension, monitoring your internal state. You are watching the world, but you are also watching yourself watching the world. This is open eye meditation. When you do this, you become a ghost in the machine. You are in the world, but not of it. You will notice something strange begin to happen. Because you are no longer reacting to the matrix with the old emotional programs, the matrix begins to glitch. The 3D reality is a feedback loop. It feeds on your reaction. When someone insults you, the script expects you to get angry. When you lose money, the script expects you to panic. This reaction is the energy that sustains the reality. When you refuse to react, when you stand in the chaos with the perfect stillness of the void, you starve the event. The reality has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your new frequency. The conflict dissolves. The angry person suddenly apologizes or walks away. The traffic clears. The problem that seemed impossible suddenly solves itself. Why? Because you are no longer a victim of the program.
Hell is not existing at all in this entire universe. But hell is being created in his image. In his image, hell is created. Because he has such distorted consciousness.